do a game today, and that's going to help, this game is going to help us learn how to add to 20. Do you guys have an idea how to add to 20? You guys all good at it yet?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep working on it. So what this game does is that we're going to remove a sticky note, and underneath the sticky note, there are 3 numbers, and we want those 3 numbers as close as we can to add to 20. But we don't want to go over 20. If we go over 20, can't do that, all right? So we're going to do everything we can to get a number to add as close to 20 as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
All right,
it's
so we're
like
gonna go
50
over-
or bucks.
Yeah, that's good, Grace.
But it's
All right,
20.
so we're going to go over a little example first.
20.
So under each sticky note, there's going to be 3 numbers. An example would be like 10, 9, and 7. All right, so think for a second, what 2 numbers would you add together to get as close to 20 as possible? Think for just a second. All right, Gavin, what do you think?
Add the 9 to the 10.
All right, that's good. So 10 plus 9, and what does that equal then?
19.
All right, does anyone else have a different answer they think is a little better? Lucas?
Add the 10 to the 7.
All right, and what does that give you?
17. But the 9 is closer to 20.
Sure. Is there one more possibility that we could do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
9, you can put the 9 to the 7.
Yep, and what would that equal?
16.
Good. So now we got all 3 possibilities. So what would you think is the closest to 20? Which one would we do? Yeah, Carly?
The 19.
Yeah, because that's really close to 20, right? So now, what we do, after we find out all these answers, we go to the bottom here, and it says a score box, okay? In this score box, it wants you to take that number that's closest to 20, and it wants you to find the difference. So if we have 19, what's the difference between 19 and 20? Grace?
That one has a 9 in it and a 1 in it.
Okay, so what do you think the difference is then?
That they both look different because
Oh, yeah.
20 looks way different than 19.
That's very true, Grace. You're right. But when we think of difference when it comes to math, we want to see if 20 is one. If we have 20 marbles in one and 19 marbles in another, what number? What is that number? What's the different number?
I don't know.
Okay. Does Emma? What do you think?
Because 19 has 1 less than 20.
So the difference would be 1. That's very good, Emma. Okay. So if this case, if we do this number and there's 19, the difference would be, and we would put 1 right on the teacher's box. Okay. Does that make sense?
Why were you gonna use that?
Oh, I know. I should have used a marker, shouldn't I, Drew? All right, does everyone understand that, though?
Yeah.
All right, so should we play?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be you guys versus me. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah. We
All right, and I'll go first, just so we kind of understand it a little bit more, okay? So we're going to have these 3 numbers.
Oh, I know what it is.
All right,
I'm gonna get it.
I think I'm going to do 13 plus 5.
That's what I did.
And that equals 18.
That's close to that.
That's pretty close. Now, does anyone think, what is the difference then between 18 and 20? Joel?
They're both between 19.
That is true, but again, the difference is just kind of like what Emma said, was that there is 2, so if I do 18 plus 2, that is 20, and 2 is the difference.
Yeah.
All right, so I get 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So guys, do we want a high number in the score box, or do we want a low number?
Low.
We want a low number, right? Because we want to get to as close to 20 as possible. Okay? So
Not over.
not over 20. Good job, Griffin. So do you all understand now?
No, yeah. 100.
Yeah. All right. So who wants to come up and pick a sticky note? Casey, why don't you start? All right. So maybe talk to a partner and come together what you think is the best answer that we can get.
Okay, so
All right, are we ready? Who wants to come up and give the best answer that they possibly can? Griffin, want to go? You can go right up on the board what you did. Oh, you're doing great.
you can do it bigger.
Maybe I should do it up.
Good idea. Perfect. And what does that equal?
Actually, that's a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Griffin. So does anyone want, does everyone agree with this answer?
Yeah.
Would someone like to come up and help Griffin? Griffin, would you like to pick someone?
Raven.
All right, go ahead, Brayden. What do you think we need to do?
I think we need to erase 18.
Okay. Push a little harder. Well, maybe. There you go.
What happened? Push really hard.
There you go, Brayden. Thank you.
Really?
What's next? Yep.
You can sit down for
Awesome.
There.
Does everyone agree with this answer?
Yes.
Okay, is there any better answer we can do, or we think 16 is the best answer?
Best answer.
Not best answer.
Best answer?
Best answer.
All right, raise your hand if you think it's the best answer.
Yes!
Oh my we're gonna gosh, go with it.
Oh,
So now, this is the tough part. What is the difference between 20 and 16?
Oh.
There's 4. Very good. So you guys got a 4.
Yes. That's not good. We want to get
Oh,
lower.
thank you, Griffin. All right, so it's my turn. I think I'm gonna choose this.
That one.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
boy.
Oh, yeah. No.
So I think I'm gonna do 11 and 9. And 11 plus 9 equals, what's it equal to?
20.
1.
So you get 0.
So you
Yes.
get 0.
0. Yep.
Yes.
I think I got pretty lucky. All right. Who wants to pick next? Gavin, want to go? That's a good choice. Wanna go on the board? All right. So wait, can everyone go with their partner and decide which one? All right. Can you write down your work?
No, he won again.
Does everyone agree? Is that the best answer?
Yes.
Awesome. Good job, Gavin.
Thank you,
very
Gavin.
much.
Oh,
So we have 10 and 9
Just keep
and 10
racing.
plus
We
9.
just have to race the 2 zeros.
19. So, what is the difference?
Oh,
harder.
Alright,
What?
1. Because 19 plus 1 equals
Oh, you're
20.
blue.
So 20 is the difference. Oh, is this Smartboard giving us problems today, guys?
No, he's just trying to
All right,
keep
thanks,
it.
Gavin. Thanks, buddy.
Just circle it and tap it twice. Circle it and tap it twice.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Like this.
All right, so you guys got 1. Very good score.
Yay!
All right, I'll go.
We only have, we don't want it behind. Zero again. No, here, guys.
This is a tough one. There's a lot of big numbers.
Oh, I know mine.
8, 9, and 12. Oh. He might get 12. Yeah, he's 12 and 8. Yeah, 12 and 8. Yes. Yes! What? 12 and 8. You knew it. Yeah, knew it. He's going for partner. You went to it.
So what would have happened if I chose 9 here? What would have happened? Could I have done that and still played within the rules of the game?
No.
What is 12 plus 9 equal then? 0? 21, and could I have done that in the game?
No.
So I couldn't go over, right? Good job. What, 12 plus 8
You
is
got
20, and I got another 0.
You got 200.
All right.
You're
That's
done.
way over.
You're done. You're
That's
done.
2. Who wants to pick the next sticky note?
We got 41.
Why don't you come up?
Yes. Oh, now we're gonna get 400.
All right, talk with your partner. We'll go- All right, all right. Hey, coming back now. Claire, what do you think?
Yes.
Can you come show your work?
Can we do it with her dress is really fun. We kept on doing that one. Well, that's just the one that we keep on doing. 19 is
Good
really
job.
fun.
We all agree? Is that the best answer?
Yeah.
Good job.
We have 400.
Can I go erase it? I'll just erase it. Carter, you can't.
And what's the difference, guys? Adeline, what do you think?
It's 1 apart 20.
Oh, very, I think you were right the first time. So if we have 19 and we add 1, that equals 20, right? So 1 is the difference, right? Does that make sense? Good job.
Yes.
All right.
You 411. You're not gonna
You don't think I'm gonna win? All right, which one do you think? Should I go for this one, guys?
No.
This one?
Yes. No. Yes. No. No.
This is a good one, I think.
Oh no.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with 11 and 7. And what does that equal?
18.
18. Devon? 18. So what is the difference? Joel?
It's 2 less than 20.
That's good. So the difference is 2. Awesome, buddy.
2. You got 2002. 2002? Wow.
Good.
Then he's
Oh my God. No, he busted.
Okay.
He
Who wants to come up next?
Here's the bus.
When?
Oh my. Yeah. 111. Well, those are
Yeah,
oh my
he's
God.
having a bus.
His? Yeah.
No.
No.
That one.
Yeah. Choose it yourself. No. No, it's
No.
no. Can we do all of the
All
numbers
right.
together?
Talk to your group. What do you think?
Oh!
7 and 6.
All right. So this is a little bit more of a tough one.
Quinn, why would you pick?
Carter, you want to come up?
This is the only one that we
got? Close. Do you want to have a friend help? All right, pick one. Good job. Do we all agree with that?
Yes.
Is that the best answer? Okay, Griffin, you can sit down, buddy. Thank you. Awesome. So 7 plus 6 is 13. Okay, guys, big number here. What is the difference? Oh, whoops. Yeah, I know. Bad 3.
No, it's a good 3.
Thank you. Carly, what do you think the difference is? 7. That's very, very, very good. So you did how did you figure that out, Carly?
Because I knew 10 plus 7 equals 17. If you add 3 more, then it would equal 20.
That's very good. Very good. All right, so that difference is 7. Oh no, that's a big number, isn't it?
11.
That's a big number.
It's 11.
All right.
You're gonna win.
No. We're gonna win. Yeah.
All right.
So we have 11.
He only has 4.
Yeah, he only has 4.
So
He only has one more space left.
2002.
the best answer
No, then
here-
you would bust.
Yeah.
What should I go for, guys? What do you think?
We have 11.
Grace, what do you think I should do?
I think you should do I think you should do 8 and 5
You okay?
because that's the closest you can get to 20. Because if you did 8 and 4, then it would be 12,
12. And what's 8 and 5?
14, 13.
13. Good job. Yep.
Oh,
So that's
just
the
like we
closest
got
I
a
can get.
13.
What if I did 5 plus 4?
That would give you the 9.
Yeah, and that's not very. That's not very good either, is it? Right. So 13 is the best I can do, and I got. Oh boy, 7.
Oh, we got the same
All
number.
right. So who wants to pick the last one?
You have to pick that one.
Oh.
All right. Talk with your partner. What do you think? You want to write it up for sure? All right. What do you think the best answer is?
We're not gonna bust.
Rory, go ahead. What do you think?
Guys, we're not gonna
What? It's the lowest it can be.
Ooh, are we looking for the lowest or are we looking to the closest to 20? Closest to 20. Do you want to change your answer or do you want to have some help?
Oh my god, that was so cool. Oh my god. No, that was crazy. Oh my gosh.
What's
hard? It's harder.
Circle it.
No, circle. If he circles it, yes.
We busted.
No, we should have did 5 and 4.
What does 5 and 4 equal, Quinn?
9.
9. So should we stick with 11 or should we go to 9? Stick with 11? Okay, so what is the difference then? Lucas, what do you think?
We have
It's 9 more, 9 less than 20.
Yeah, how did you get that? Want to go on the board and show everyone how you got that?
You only have to do tackle
minus 9 is 11?
Hey, that's interesting.
20
That's a
minus
very good
9.
strategy, Lucas.
That's interesting.
Oh, you can leave it, buddy.
my
You can leave it.
gosh.
Oh, you can leave it, Lucas. Thank you, buddy.
Lucas,
Here,
Lucas,
Lucas, take your seat, bud.
you can leave it, Lucas. Lucas.
All right, thank you. So we did 6 plus 5 is 11. And then Lucas showed us that 20 minus 9 is 11 too. So that's our difference.
Maybe next time a little
So
smaller.
does anyone want to tally up what I got for my score? Quinn, what do you think? You can come right up there, sure. So add these numbers down here, buddy.
So you can do 2
I would have to tally it.
And what is that? 2 plus 2 plus 7.
4 plus 7. 4 plus 7. Ooh, it equals 7. This is weird.
You want to have a friend help, Quinn, or you got it?
You showed us that. The answer's already on the smartboard. Yeah, the answer's already on the smartboard. Right next to your 7. Yeah. So kind of your
11. Good job, Quinn. All right.
we busted.
I got it.
Did we bust? Yeah, we got 22.
All right. Does someone want to come up and write the class score down? Brigham, what do you think it is? Kind of a big number.
I think it's bigger than 20. Oh, wait, you don't have to. You have 24.
No, we don't.
You don't know
Good job. Does everyone agree with that answer? Good job.
Yeah.